Today, we are talking about how to achieve your goals, especially if you found that you haven't achieved those goals in the past and you want to really make it work for you this time around. Welcome back, everybody. Have you ever set a New Year's resolution and a couple of weeks or months down the line, it just fell apart and you think, how did that happen? Why didn't I get it? Why didn't I go? And you almost get to the point of just wanting to give up your goal. Well, this is what we're talking about today. I'm going to give you 5 tips on how to achieve those goals or how to get to the thing that you want to get. And then right at the end, I have a little bonus just for you, a little surprise. So stay till the end and let's see what we can get you to get your life on track. So I want you to think back of this. Think of a goal that you've been wanting to achieve for a very long time and you haven't been able to achieve it for whatever reason, and the answer doesn't matter why. Let's just think of a goal that we haven't been able to achieve. So these 5 steps are going to help you achieve this goal. However, before we go there, let's quickly understand why we kind of don't get to what we want. When we were little, we grew up with our parents saying things and doing things and us looking and following whatever they said and kind of imprinting that a belief into our systems, like you have to work hard to get money. My dad always used to say you have to be smart. You don't have to work that hard. So you see, but it became a belief within me. Now, you end up with some of these beliefs. It comes from schooling, it comes from parents, it comes from family, from your friends, from the TV that you're watching. It also comes down to the YouTube stuff you're watching and stuff you listen to over and over. A belief is merely something that we hear over and over or think over and over that becomes a belief in time. Now, before we go there, that is a set course in your body. It is also known as a paradigm. So those of you who've been listening to Bob Proctor for a while, he loves talking about the paradigm, and it is fantastic. So that is like your built-in GPS, your built-in autopilot. So if you are doing something your whole life in a certain way, look back at the last 5 years, how much have changed, or in the last year, how much has changed. Unless you willingly made a huge paradigm shift in your life, you must probably find that you've been stagnant for as long as you haven't been making that mental shift. So let's quickly have a look at this. If you suddenly, let's say, you decided you wanted to work on this goal. Now, for the next 2 or 3 weeks, you really worked hard on the goal. You started seeing results, and suddenly you find yourself transitioning back to your old ways, transitioning back to your old thoughts again, and kind of getting yourself in old habits again. And therefore, you are stuck and you kind of autocorrect back to that one way of going from one city to the next on autopilot. So there's a lot of things on autopilot that gets taken into consideration. So let's say wind factor. And now you slightly, of course, and autopilot will just bring it back in line again. And so you are programmed to kind of autopilot back into where you were going. So understand this and then understand why it has been difficult for you to not actually achieve the goals that you have wanted to achieve. Now, in the last 2 years, I have done so much work on myself. My goals have shifted so much, and my paradigms have shifted incredibly. Is there more work to do? Oh, yes, there is. And guess what? It's something that will never end, because we would always want to become better, do more, be more productive, have more, do more, see more, that kind of thing. That's us as humans. So as long as we understand we have to shift the paradigm for us to get what we want, that is how we're going to do it. So let's quickly dive into those 5 things. The first thing is we need to become clear on what we want. crystal, crystal, crystal clear on what we want. Did you know that when people, say, I'm going to have a New Year's resolution, that most of them aren't crystal clear. They just go, oh, I want more money this year. Or, oh, I want a better body this year. But people don't come with an actual number, an actual thing and a date that they want. And therefore, we are not crystal clear on what we are wanting in our lives. So write it down today, take a pen and paper and say, I'm so happy and grateful now that, and as if you had it at the end, and say, now that I have a body that weighs X amount, or a bank account that has X amount in, or my company being successful with a revenue of by, and add in the date that you want. It is shown that, do you know that more than 90% of the population doesn't do this? You've heard of that saying before, a goal not written down, you're not going to achieve. So if you want to achieve something, write it down, write it, become crystal clear on what you want, and write a date by when you want it. Number 2, knowledge is power. Power, 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 power. I love the saying, you don't know what you don't know. We think we know everything, yet we know very, very little. So if you are surrounding yourself with books on the topic of the goal you want to achieve, speaking to the people on the topic of what you're wanting, listening to podcasts, watching YouTube videos, reading books, and you are doing in the work, you are bound to get the results because you are learning, you are expanding your container of knowledge, you are opening up fields that were closed that you didn't even know about. So here's my question. Tonight, when you sit down to watch a Netflix video, if your life for the last year has been watching a movie or a series at night and has stayed stagnant, and you honestly want to change it, and you really, really want to change it, read something, learn something, do something tonight instead of watching that YouTube or Netflix movie or whatever series you were going to go and watch. Because that way you are expanding again that container that we're talking about. You're learning more. You're getting ideas. So now comes with number 3. Change your habits. And that's kind of one that we've just spoken about. If you go and sit and watch Netflix series tonight, change your habit in saying, well, I'll watch half the amount of time that I used to watch, and for the other half, I will learn something about the topic of what I'm wanting to achieve. Even if it means watch a YouTube clip, even if it means go and listen to an audiobook or go and read a biography. Those are the things that get us there faster. Your habits is what makes you fall back into your paradigm, your old paradigm. You don't even know you've got those habits. Think about it. When you wake up first thing in the morning, what do? Some of you might reach for a phone. Some of you might get up and quickly go to the loo. Some of you might just have a cup of coffee and your morning will begin. But think about all your habits during the day. What do you think? What do you do? What times do you do it by? And are any of these things changeable for something that you want to include for the future that you are wanting? Let's say the morning you are just sitting scrolling on your phone for an hour. Is that a productive time? Could you be studying for half an hour and putting a half an hour of self-development within yourself, or maybe go for a little bit of exercise, or walk on the beach or something like that, something to get your mind thinking and exercising, getting those endorphins going in the morning? Is that something that you could do, or that's something that you would like to do? We would, but we have to change the habits. Now, it's difficult to change the habits because initially it starts off and all goes well, but the thing is, you can have an off day. Most of us, if we're having an off day, we fall right off the bus and we go, oh, this doesn't work. And we just go straight back to old habits again. But if you fall off the bus, the trick is tomorrow morning to get back on the bus again. And one falling off the bus is okay. It is normal, but you are shifting your paradigm. Therefore, you have to push through all these hard moments of creating new habits and allow yourself to make a mistake now and again and just come back and carry on with what you've been doing. That is a huge tip for if you wanted to break through to those old patterns that has been holding you back for so long. Number 4, align yourself with the right people. This to me most probably has been one of the biggest things, because aligning myself with the right people has expanded my mind so much. Because the people that I used to hang around with, well, we kind of know everything there is to know about each other because we've been spending so much time together. We're not learning anything new from that person. We're just having a good time together, or we're just going through a difficult time and you've got shoulders to lean on. But aligning yourself with the right person for the objective of where you're wanting to go, now that's a different story. Why? Find a person that has achieved what you want. When you find that person, you can mirror them, you can follow them on Instagram, follow them wherever you go, listen to what they got to say, listen to some stories, buy into courses or do self-development things, anything that's going to get you the shortcuts. They might have taken 10 years to learn something and they're teaching it to you in a course that's literally going to take you days to complete. Is that not something that you are so interested in and think, oh, wow, you know, what took somebody 10 years to learn, I can literally learn in a couple of days and start implementing it now into my life? Align yourself with the right people. Spend time with those people. That is why people have coaches. And this brings me to number 5, is you need an accountability partner. Think about this. If in the beginning of the year you wanted to go to gym and you wanted a new body and you didn't have an accountability partner, you would go for a couple of days or weeks, and after a while it'd be like, ugh, I'm not feeling well today, so I'm just not going to pitch up. However, if you had an accountability partner, you go like, ugh, okay, I will go because I know they're going to be there. Or let's say you were really ill, you would still go back to gym afterwards because you know that person is going. So the two of you are keeping each other accountable for what you are actually wanting or where you are actually wanting to go. Now, we have a group of coaches that do that too. We keep each other accountable. We're building businesses. We're keeping our minds clear. We're expanding our minds. We're asking the right questions. And that's kind of what life coaching is about. So if you haven't tried out life coaching, give it a try, because this person not only expands your mind, helps you with your habits, breaks old patterns, but also pushes you and is your accountability partner to get you to the other side, your biggest cheerleader on the way. So that is what it's all about. Now, for that big surprise. Every year, Black Friday, you see sales going up like crazy. Now, this year, I want you to invest a little bit into yourself, not into a gadget or a thing or something that you might not even need, or a piece of clothing that you'll wear once and not wear it again. I want you to take some of your money and invest it into yourself and your self-growth. Courses, people, anything that works for you. I want you to do that for yourself. When you start doing that for yourself, you're going to see a massive shift in your paradigm. You're going to start going to the direction you want to go, not where the paradigm is taking you to go. So here is what we are giving you for Black Friday. And guess what? It's totally free. So if you've ever wondered why some of your goal setting hasn't worked, as part of our life coaching certification, we also get to teach the 3 most important questions on how to set goals and achieve them. The right questions to ask, the right things to write down as a goal, and why you haven't been getting what you've been trying for all these years, and how to actually achieve them by following these 5 things. So that is a webinar that will be held on the 25th on Black Friday of this month, November. So I want you to jot it down. Now, it is limited in space. Only 100 people can come. So early bird gets the worm. Grab a pen and paper, register in the link below, and you can get your seat onto that 1 hour free webinar that's going to teach you goal setting. It's going to teach you how to break through all these limits, the right things to go and set your goals for, so that you can start achieving like I have, and like all the other coaches around us, how we have started achieving our goals. Before, I achieved very little of my goals. And now with this technique, I am achieving so much more. So it is free for the first 100 people only. So grab your link at the bottom, RSVP to the event, and we'll see you there. Until the next time, bye-bye.